they need to finish in the fourth quarter. They need to get their offensive flowing and just get things done at the end of the final stretch.
Absolutely, those Knights on a 2-game losing streak, but still top of the CAC over top of the second-place team, which is Christopher Newport. And they're coming in this game playing York College on a 4-game winning streak. What can we expect the Knights to do tonight?
Well, I talked to Coach Wardenberg about it before the game. He talked about how Katie McGowan for the York Spartans, she was CAC Player of the Week last week and has just been unstoppable these past few games. And so what he said that they need to do is put Katie Garish on and get some size on her and not let her have easy shots. And also, as far as her defensively, they need to shoot over top of her. They can't expect everybody to just go in the paint and get shots up on her because more than likely it's going to get blocked.
And when you have Katie Garish guarding anyone on the team, it's just impossible to get around her. She averages right around 4 blocks per game. And, of course, she does what she does on offense. Averages right around 12 rebounds a game, 17 points. But Katie McGowan, like you said, averaging 17 points and right around 7 rebounds a game. So should be a really interesting matchup between two great forwards in the CAC.
Absolutely, and even interesting enough, this is also senior night for the women's team, and so very excited for our 3 seniors. We talked about Nicole, Alexis, and Brindy Ballum, and all these great players, and Coach Warrenberg had some words about them saying they bring so much energy every single day, that they really set the tone for every practice, every game, and this entire season with all their hard work that they put forth.
Absolutely, all 3 seniors, such contributors to this Knights team, and it's going to be really exciting to see what they do tonight because this is their night, this is their game to have. Interesting what each and every single one of them do. That'll do it for our pregame show. We thank you so much for joining us on the Night Sports Network. It is senior night, so as we take a break, we'll let the festivities of senior night take root. We thank you so much for joining us again on the Night Sports Network, and we'll bring you back as soon as tip-off starts.
Nicole is majoring in psychology and is on the pre-med track. She plans to pursue a career as a psychiatrist. Let's hear it for Nicole Hughes. Next up is Brandy Ballard, escorted by her parents, Craig and Angie, along with sisters, Kiara and Sophia. Brandy transferred to Southern Virginia after 2 seasons at Utah State University Eastern. In her 2 seasons with the Knights, she has averaged 7.5 points, 4.2 rebounds, and 2 assists per game. Brandy recorded the first double-double of her career with 15 points and 11 rebounds, and a 63-54 win over Frostburg State. She earned her career high in her first season with Southern Virginia, dropping 21 points at Penn State Harrisburg. Brandy is majoring in family and human development. Give it up for Brandy Ballard. Last up is Alexis Barnes. The Oceanside, California native has had a career season averaging nearly 11 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. Alexis has reached double figures in scoring 27 times in her 3 seasons with the Knights, including 10 so far her senior season. She recorded a career high of 26 points on the road win at St. Mary's and earned CAC Women's Basketball Player of the Week for the week of January 21st. Alexis' 19 points were vital in the Knights' 58-54 win over number 16 ranked Christopher Newport, collecting the program's first ever win over a nationally ranked opponent. Alexis is majoring in business management and leadership. She hopes to continue basketball and eventually open a basketball training facility for young athletes. Let's hear it once again for Alexis Barnes. Congratulations and thank you once again for our seniors and for their parents. once again, Southern Virginia University, President Wilcox, and the staff at Southern Virginia would thank you for your support of the student athletes and coaches participating in today's contest. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, they ask you to please respect the following athletic rules. Cheer loudly and proudly for your team. Now, this no personal remarks for players, coaches, or officials. Please stay away from playing area and keep in chairs. Every member is in all contests. Thank you for your cooperation. And go Knights! In accordance with tradition at Southern Virginia University, we will begin with a word of prayer, which will be offered by Leilani Hansen.
Our Father in heaven, we're so thankful for this wonderful day and for this opportunity to be able to have this basketball game and for the facility to be able to play this game in. And Father in heaven, at this time, please bless both teams. Please bless that no harm or accident will come upon them. And please help there that they'll be able to be a good sportsmanship. And Father in heaven, we love you and we thank you. And we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Now, if you'd all please rise and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem. And now, starting lineups. First, the visiting Spartans of York College. At guard, wearing number 2, 5'5" senior from Baltimore, Maryland, Debria Hendricks. At guard, wearing number 21, 5'9" sophomore from Staten Island, New York, Kayla Ferris. At forward, wearing number 22, 5'11" senior from York, Pennsylvania, Katie McGowan.
We welcome you back to the Night Arena here in beautiful Buena Vista, Virginia for tonight's CAC matchup between the Spartans of York College and your Southern Virginia Knights. And Dawson, York College announcing their starters.
Absolutely, their starters are number 2, Debria Hendricks, number 21, Kayla Ferris, number 22, CSC Player of the Week, Katie McGowan, number 33, Megan Carlson, and number 34, Logan Fuller. And again, Katie McGowan, we have interesting matchup with Katie Garish today. And now, for your Knights of Southern Virginia University. First up, one of the seniors honored before the game, number 10, Nicole Muse. The defensive force in the backcourt. Another senior, number 12, Brindy Ballum, who has made her presence known in many of the tough games that they had in that winning streak they had just a couple weeks ago. Savannah Christensen, the lady who could shoot from the outside from Hawaii. Another senior, number 23, Alexis Barnes, the general of this offense, one of the better defenders of this team. And then the multiple-time CSC Player of the Week and one-time National Player of the Week, number 40, Katie Garish.
Dawson, something this Knights team offers that most teams in the nation can't offer is the individual matchups that they bring and they possess to anybody coming opposing the Knights. They're so strong at every single position. It's so hard for teams coming into the Knight Arena to match up one-on-one against any of the players in the Knights starting five and on the Knights bench.
Absolutely. That's all due to great coaching from this coaching staff, helping to show all these great strengths that each individual player has, putting them in positions where they can succeed. You know, different switching of players, such as most of the year starting freshman point guard Dawn Mead instead going in behalf of Nicole Muse, but switching things around so that we can have the variety of playing style on this floor. Should be exciting.
Should be, Dawson. And two players standing inside the tip-off circle now. This is the matchup we expect to see the entire night. Katie Garish versus Katie McGowan. Katie Garish leads the CEC in scoring. Katie McGowan not far behind, second in the CEC for scoring with 17.3 points a game. Katie McGowan also second in rebounding. Katie Garish first. So a battle of two great forwards, the storyline of tonight.
I'll call it the Battle of the Katies. How about that?
Sounds good. Now the Knights don't have the first offensive possession. Katie Garish not going on her first attempt. And now we get to see York College's first attempt with their offensive possession. Expect them to run it through Katie McGowan. And instead electing to shoot the three, but they'll grab their own offensive rebound. And that three goes in off the hands of what appears to be number 21, Kayla Ferris.
And an interesting thing to point out, it doesn't look like Katie McGowan is guarding Katie Garish. Instead, it's number 33, Megan Carlson for the Spartans.
A quick drive by Savannah Christian, can't convert. Rebounded by Garish and whipped back out to Alexis Barnes. Alexis Barnes pulls up for a three. Foul call on the play. It looks like it'll go on a host of Knights, and it'll go on number 23, Alexis Barnes. So Alexis Barnes on our senior night picks up the first foul of the contest and her first personal foul. York leads 3-0.
And that's tough for the Knights because they had two easy points right there with that wide open layup, just not able to convert.
And Dawson, going back to that thing you mentioned where Katie McGowan not guarding Katie Garish. Head coach Betsy Whitman of York College must know that if she puts her number one scorer on the number one scorer of the Knights, she's going to get fouls called on her the entire night and maybe getting the foul trouble early with how physical Katie Garish plays. See if the Knights can get on the board on this offensive possession. Drive by Nicole Muse. Muse up with the right hand. It finds its way in. Nicole Muse draws first blood for the Knights' offensive attack.
The touch on that almost crazy-looking layup is astounding. The fact that it bounced in. Great first points, if you ask me.
Now here come the Spartans. Put up, blocked by a host of Knights. Appear to be Alexis Barnes and Savannah Christensen, both getting hands on that shot.
Well, they did a great job at avoiding the foul. They both were on either side of her and just put their hands up, and both got hands on the ball.
York College on the inbound play. They get into their number 33, Megan Carlson. And Megan Carlson, good with the and one, be sent to the line to shoot one from the charity stripe.
Yeah, and Megan Carlson is tied for the tallest player on this York's roster.
Makes good on the and one opportunity. Puts York up by 6 points. Pass from Hughes finds its way to Barnes. Then taken away by Megan Carlson. And a foul called on the play on Alexis Barnes. Referee said she just reached in, reached too far on Carlson. Another foul call on Barnes. Her second of the night.
Well, one thing the fans were really wanting here was a jump ball call because Alexis Barnes looked like she had both hands on the ball, which more often than not will warrant a jump ball call, but I guess they felt like she got more hand on arm instead.
Obviously, officials saw it differently, and the officials for today's matchup are James Linscomb, Joe Bleacher, and Kara Hunter. Very glad to have them with us. CSU always provides us with some great officials. York College working the ball around, now driven in. Met again by Savannah Christensen.
You know, Christensen barely got her hand on that ball, but it affected it just enough to go out of bounds. A great defensive play by the sophomore.
The ball being inbounded by McGowan. That ball will go off the foot of number 2, Debria Hendricks of York. and now belong to the Knights. So after a miscue on the York's offensive possession, the Knights get an opportunity to cut away at this lead.
They need to capitalize on this right now. It's a pivotal play early on in this game to get some momentum, pull themselves back within reach. York has started out really fast, so SVU has to gain the composure and get back to what they're used to playing.
Knights working the ball around now with Christensen. Brittany Ballum drives. Puts it over the right hand, corrals her own rebound. Good off the window for two. Great hustle play by Brittany Ballum.
And that's just an effort play right there. I mean, you miss a wild layup just to get your own rebound and put up the layup. I mean, you're fighting for every possible chance to score. She's not sitting around waiting for it to fall back to her.
Brittany Ballum, really a hustle player. She's fourth in this SVU Knights team for points per game with 8.4. She's also fourth in rebounds a game with 4.4. So being that smaller guard, she always knows how to get a shot, and she can more than less corral her own rebound because no one boxes her out.
And the big thing is nothing scares her. She can just drive into the paint. It doesn't matter if there's a 6'3" center in there. She's going to go up there and get a shot off.
Hughes whips it into Garish. Garish back to Christensen. Christensen puts it up with the right hand. That's no good. It'll go off the hands of forward Katie Garish, and it'll belong to the Spartans. Spartans lead 10-4 over the Knights of Southern Virginia.
I'm really surprised that I love Katie Garish's selflessness, but the fact she gave it that opportunity for a post-up layup was surprising to me.
York College on offense. Elena Bortner drives it in. No good. Corralled and rebounded by Savannah Christensen. Now given up to number 11, Corey Stout. Corey Stout, a junior guard from Murray, Utah. Always provides that defensive spark for this Knights team. That three by Christensen, no good. Now here come the Spartans. Debria Hendricks. Hendricks' pass will tip off the hands of Katie McGowan and go out of bounds, belong to the Knights.
The Knights were very fortunate that time. They weren't getting back quite as fast as Coach Warrenberg would like them to, and so the Spartans wasting a very good fast break opportunity.
Knights on offense now. Brindy Ballum. Saw Muse trying to get into Katie Garish. Katie Garish not able to bring it down. Now here comes York. Getting it right immediately to Katie Gowan. McGowan shoots the three, and that's good. Bring the score 13-4 in favor of the Spartans.
The Knights are in severe danger of letting this get away from them early on in this quarter. They need to get things figured out, get some slow post play going.
Muse's three is blocked, but she corrals on rebound, goes in, puts it in with the left hand. Good for two and sent to the charity stripe for an and one.
Another great effort play by a guard on this Knights team right now. These guards are fighting for everything they're getting right now, and they're the only ones that are scoring so far for the Knights.
And Dawson, that's the kind of offensive possession you want to have if you're the Knights. You see, as soon as you get into Katie Garish, she's got 2 or 3 Spartans directly on her, and she dishes it out for an open three-pointer. Unfortunately got blocked, but great way to hustle play, get your own rebound, and put it back up. That's what the Knights need to do. If Katie Garish can't get her shot, there's open shooters there because she's more than less double-teamed, if not triple-teamed.
And one thing for the Spartans right now, they have 13 points, with 10 of those are from Katie McGowan. And so she's off to a hot start. And so they need to really figure her out fast.
York College now on offense. They'll pass it up to the top of the key. That three-pointer no good, brought in by Katie Garish. Knights on offense. Stout to Muse. Muse to the corner to Ballum. Ballum drives it in. No good by Ballum. It'll go off the hands of the Spartans. It'll stay with the Knights.
Looks like that the ref thought that one of the York defenders had their hand on the ball and limited Brittany's ability to come up with it. Some of the players on the bench here for the Knights, of course, wanted a foul, but they won't get that. But fortunately, it stays with them.
And Dawson, right now, it's the first timeout of the game. Spartans lead 13-6 over top of the Knights. Knights have shot 0 from 3 from the three-point line. Meanwhile, the Spartans shooting 50% from the three-point line, 2 of 4. So just the difference we see in York, they're not afraid to pull it from deep, and they're giving the Knights are giving them these opportunities. The Knights not able to convert on their own three-pointers, which has kind of been the story of the season. The Knights have those three-point shooters that, when called upon in crunch time, can make it. Just throughout the game, in the early minutes, have a hard time getting started.
Oh, they absolutely do. It's just been, the past few weeks especially, three-point line has been almost non-existent for the Knights. But there have been games where they have had clutch moments from the three-point line. We've seen Savannah Christensen do that, Alexis Barnes do that. We've seen multiple players have great opportunities from the three-point line, but again, like you said, it just hasn't been there the past couple weeks.
And you can overhear head coach Wardenberg of the Knights telling those girls, find their own shot. Don't just heave something up. Take your time. Find a good pass. You'll find a lane to the basket sooner or later. Take good, high-quality shots, and don't force it.
And speaking of three-point shooters, look who just checked in. Amanda Wood, sister of men's basketball player Austin Wood, one of the leader three-point percentage shooters in this team.
And Amanda Wood, she draws so much attention on the three-point line that she has to be checked, or she's going to drain it on you all day. Brittany Ballum pulls it up.
The Knights had a wide-open opportunity right here with Sophie Wright. Even from the get-go, nobody's seeing her, and of course ends up in the turnover.
Sophie Wright wide open in that bottom left corner off the inbound. Knights not seeing it. Instead, three-pointer from Ballum, no good. It'll go out of bounds for the Knights can corral it back. Now York with the basketball. York on offense. Hesitating to shoot the three, instead passes it in. No good. Corralled again by York. Stripped by Brindy Ballum.
Beautiful strip. That they had no idea that Brindy Ballum was there. She just absolutely just took it right away.
Sophie Wright's three, no good, but rebounded by Ballum. Garish pulls it down. Garish good with the left hand.
Another great effort play from the Knights. So far, like most games, not starting off hot shooting, but just getting those rebounds, making them count.
And that'll be Katie Garish's first basket of the night. Expected to be the first of many tonight for Katie Garish. Blocked by Garish.
A beautiful block. Most of you end up swatting him out of bounds. That one just went straight down the floor. Easy pickup for Corey Stout.
And Katie Garish averages right around 4 blocks per game. Amanda Wood trying to get in the action, and she does. Count it good
Knights,
for 2.
Sorry, Chris. And the Knights have life. They have energy, momentum on their side. It's been a while. It's been a couple of games since we've seen that for them.
York on offense. Number 5, Elena Bortner. Top of the key of Brindy Ballum. Brindy Ballum with a steal. Here comes Ballum. Ballum with a fake. Puts it up. Good for 2. Knights bring it within 1.
Now Brindy Ballum, that's her second basket of the night. She's just doing so much right now with rebounding, steals, all these great things she's doing. She's really leading her team tonight on senior night of all nights.
It's keeping the Knights in it. Like we said before, Knights only down by 1. Looking to stop York on this offensive possession. Pull up 3. That no good. That being shot by number 44, Lindsey Brown. And now Corey Stout and the Knights offensive possession. Gives it to Sophie Wright. Sophie immediately into Katie Garish. And Katie Garish, again, good for 2, down in low blocks. Many people in the Knight Arena looking for a foul on that last play.
Well, it's so hard to get a foul when you're such a powerhouse in the paint like Katie Garish is, and also size, because you have to do a lot in order to get a foul called there.
Down low, Brindy Ballum. Great defense by Ballum that denies what appears to be number 34, Logan Fuller, and now the Knights on offense. Great work by Brindy Ballum. She had the height disadvantage because York has found a great way to keep Katie Garish out of the paint on defense. That pull-up 2, good by Amanda Wood.
She really wanted that three-point shot, but again, we'll have to settle for that jumper. But that doesn't matter. Either way, it's points for the Knights and builds on this new lead.
The scoring run brings the Knights up 16-13 over top of the Spartans of York College. And Dawson, we've seen contribution from many other Knights, probably not expectedly, other than Katie Garish. They've had their shooters in, but they haven't been shooting threes.
Absolutely. They've all been shooting very short shots. And I mean, they've shot a couple, but they've realized really quickly, okay, that's not falling right now. Let's do some effort plays, get it in and rebound the ball, get some short, high-quality shots. And you have 4 players with 4 points in the Knights squad right now. All those players I've scored. There's Nicole Muse, Brindy Ballum, Amanda Wood. Players that aren't normally leading the team in scoring, but then, of course, you have Katie Garish, who's also in that mix.
And don't forget, Knights right now, they have 6 points off turnovers after 4 first turnovers on York College. York College only has 3 points off turnovers, so the Knights taking the opportunities they have on the fast break and playing great defense and turning it into instant offense.
Yeah, they really have, especially Brittany Ballin. I mean, I've mentioned her name already a couple times. That one steal where the momentum really started shifting towards SVU with that steal and that fast break layup. That is when SVU realized, okay, we got this. We are who we are again. We got our minds right. We're in this.
And Dawson right now, 4 players for the Knights on the scoreboard. All have 4 points. Nicole Muse, Brittany Ballin, Amanda Wood, and Katie Garris all boasting 4 points on tonight. But Brittany Ballin, her contribution on the defensive side of turning into offense, a great way to shot, especially on her senior night. That'll be a travel card on Katie McGowan. Turn the ball over to the Knights.
And we talk about spreading the wealth for the Knights. That's the opposite of what York's doing right now. They only have 2 players that have scored. Katie McGowan with 10 and Megan Carlson with 3.
Sophie Wright whips it into Katie Garish. Easy point, not converted. Angel Tuisavera goes up, and that foul call on the play will send Angel Tuisavera to the line. That foul call is on number 2, Debria Hendricks.
Yeah, and that's her first, but Katie Garish went up way too strong with her shot. She thought that people were going to be draped all over her arm, and so she was bracing for that, and that's why it went flying way over the rim.
Tuisavera converts on her first, bringing the Knights 1 of 1 from the foul line. And Dawson, Angel Tuisavera, a junior guard from Leh, Hawaii, mainly known for her defensive presence on the court.
Yeah, she really gets in there. She's really good at getting steals, and she's also well known for her aggressiveness. You know, she usually gets pretty quick fouls because she's not afraid to get in people's faces.
Absolutely not, and that defensive prowess will be shown here as York College looks to regain the lead they lost earlier in this first quarter. Pass it into McGowan. The battle of the Katies, that time won by Garish. They finally put McGowan up against Garish, and Garish flexing her muscle on Katie McGowan. That 3-point by Wood, no good. Looks like it'll go off the hands. Looks like it went off the hands of Katie McGowan. Referees instead saying that it came off Katie Garish. Not sure I agree with that one.
There is a unanimous no yelled in this arena right here by all the SVU faithful, feeling the opposite of what the refs called, but regardless, it's York's ball.
Only thing the Knights can do now is get back on defense, and now McGowan with the ball. Knights with some great defense so far on the Spartans, entering the final 5 seconds of the first quarter. Quick 3 taken. That'll go off the window and good, and it'll end the first quarter. Make the score 18-16. Knights still ahead.
Man, my bank isn't even open on Saturdays. I mean, that was ridiculous, but again, that pulls the Spartans within 2 points. Closes that gap a little bit going into the second quarter.
Not only that, Dawson, it brings the Spartans' 3-point shooting percentage to 3 of 6, so 50% for the Spartans so far tonight. They're not afraid to pull the trigger from deep.
No, they really aren't, and that's an advantage they have over the Knights. I mean, we've seen the past couple games, teams that are able to shoot 3-pointers and shoot a lot of them tend to get into the heads of the Knights a little bit. So what the Knights need to do is get those outside shooters. They're really concerned about the post play, of course, respectfully because of Katie McGowan, but she's also shown she's been able to shoot threes. And so they really need to work on that exterior defense, get a lot of fast guards in there. Corey Stout's one of them that can really help you out on that exterior defense.
Absolutely, Dawson. When push comes to shove, the Spartans will look to feed it down to Katie McGowan down low. That's where she gets the majority of her points. Not known as a 3-point shooter, but she can do so when called upon. If the Knights keep playing the way they are, they're going to keep trying to force Katie McGowan down low because she's their best offensive threat. But she's going up against a powerhouse in Katie Garish. Katie Garish averages 4 blocks a game. Katie Garish has an immense height advantage. Katie Garish standing at 6'3", Katie McGowan standing at 5'11". That's 4 inches that Katie Garish has up against Katie McGowan. So Katie McGowan does have 10 points. She leads both squads in scoring so far. But we'll see if the Knights can answer that a little bit better coming into the second quarter. Debria Hendricks met by Brindy Ballin. Passes it out to McGowan. McGowan's 3 no good, but it'll be rebounded by York College. That's number 34, Logan Fuller.
That's some great hustle by multiple Knights right there by Brindy Ballin, Savannah Christensen, all rushing to that ball.
Fuller gives it up to McGowan. Now Hendricks. Hendricks drives. Layup no good. Rebounded by Malia Dye.
Interesting thing, Kiara Ballum, sister of Brindy Ballum, is in the game now.
That pass from Kiara Ballum, trying to get it to her sister Brindy, just met by Katie McGowan and knocked out of bounds. Knights maintain possession on offense. Also in for the Knights, like you mentioned, number 30, Kiara Ballum, and number 23, Alexis Barnes, back in this game for the Knights. And number 25, Malia Dye. Malia Dye does a great job coming off the bench to fill the void left when Katie Garish sits down.
She really does. She doesn't have the height advantage that Katie Garish tends to have, but she brings that aggressiveness, that effort at the post play.
The shot by Barnes, no good. Rebounded by Hendricks. Hendricks now pulls up. Blocked by Brindy Ballum. Hendricks able to gain her own rebound, but no good on the layup. Knights now on offense. Brindy Ballum feeds it into Dye. Dye takes it in. Power move, no good. Looks like it'll go off the hands of Malia Dye and turn back over to York College.
I tell you what, for those who are watching, the effort it takes to get through a screen to a shooter coming off a screen, it's a lot. I don't know the exact number to tell you, but it's a lot. It's really difficult. And the fact that Brittany Ballum was able to do it on that pass defensive possession to get that block on Debriah Hendricks, it's incredible.
Speaking of Brittany Ballum, she's up against Hendricks now, and Brittany Ballum comes up with another steal. Brittany Ballum just being an absolute nuisance to this York College offense.
She is playing a whole nother level right now defensively.
Expected to get the foul there as Brittany Ballum drove to the cup, but it'll go out of bounds off the block. It'll stay with the Knights. But going back to Brittany Ballum, the things she showed us so far on defense, absolutely astounding. That three-point good by Savannah Christian. Knights' first three-pointer of the night as Savannah Christian gets on the board.
And that makes the Knights 1 of 7 from the three-point line. Like you said, finally getting that three-pointer to fall. That's only 14%, but hopefully they can build on that in the next few minutes.
Kayla Ferris now met by sister of Brindy Ballum, Kiara Ballum. Now Fuller to Hendricks. Hendricks three. That'll find its way into the cup. Make it 21-19. Knights still lead.
I think it's a good sign for the Knights. The Spartans have started out kind of hot three-point shooting and just overall. And the Knights are starting to really build on that. They're starting to really feel comfortable in their own skin here in this game.
Kiara Ballum's three. Got it! Great three-point shot by Kiara Ballum.
Back-to-back three-point shots for the Knights. Talk about heating up.
Pass into McGowan. McGowan goes up on Garish. No good. Rebounded by Dye. Instead, not Garish. McGowan went up against Malia Dye. Malia Dye won on that last matchup. Sister to sister, Kiara Ballum again with the three. That one no good. Rebounded by Ferris in York College. Shot by Ferris rolls its way in. 24-21, Knights still up.
I like the attempt from Kiara Ballum to take the charge, but then again, I believe it was number 34, Logan Fuller, who noticed the charge attempt, and so she just stopped and attempted the floater.
Kiara trying to get the pass to her sister Brindy, but it just knocks off the hands of number 21, Kayla Ferris, and goes out of bounds. Knights inbounding now. Some Knights substitutes making their way into the game. Kiara Ballum and Leah Dye taking a seat, and Corey Stout and Katie Garish joining the party here on the court. Alexis Barnes passed it into Garish. Garish shot good for two. Really interesting play there by the Knights.
Absolutely, but what's interesting is usually coaches say don't dribble who you're going to pass it to. That's what Alexis Barnes, she did exactly that, but it worked because Katie Garish had that nice right-hand finish.
Now McGowan comes in. That shot by McGowan, no good. Rebounded by Barnes.
Great hand strength from Barnes. She brought that down. It was over her shoulder, and oh my goodness, she's barely not able to avoid that.
Officials say it's an over and back on Alexis Barnes pass to Corey Stout. Could have gone either way. The referees called it the backcourt. It's now York College ball.
And Corey Stout knew it too. She tried to hustle as fast as she could to catch it on that side of the court, but she's not able to in time, according to the refs.
Now Ferris bringing the ball up now for York. She's met by Brindy Ballum. Drive now by Fuller. Kicks it out. That shot no good. Rebounded by Katie Garish in the Knights, and Garish gets it out to Barnes.
As she's falling down.
Barnes out to Christensen. Christensen corner three. Got it! Christensen 2 in a row from three-point land.
That is 3 straight three-point attempts from the Knights that have gone in. They are now 30%, 3 for 10. York
whipping the ball around, and that shot from number 24, or instead 34, Logan Fuller, off the bank and good for 2. Score 29-23.
And now Savannah Christensen and Katie Garish lead the team with 6 points. And Logan Fuller, that was actually her first basket of the night.
Barnes takes a hand at the three. That one finds its way into the basket.
This is something we haven't seen in a while. The Knights catching fire from 3. A lovely sight to see here in Knight Arena.
Those corner threes open for the Knights so far in the last couple of offensive possessions. They'll look to defend the 3 and the quick 2 on this offensive possession of York. And the 3 by York. That one somehow finds its way in. Basket's looking like an ocean right now to both teams.
Just splash city right now, like you just said.
Knights on offense. Barnes to Garish. Great pass by Christensen into Garish. Garish with the easy turnaround 2.
Yeah, that just looked way too easy. Katie Garish literally just turned around, faced up, and shot the 2-footer.
York again with a 3-point opportunity. No good. This one rebounded. Looks like it'll be rebounded by the Knights and go off the hands of what appears to be Corey Stout. It'll stay with York College, but now immediate timeout on the floor. And Dawson, the Knights went on a little bit of a run there, especially from three-point land, starting to heat up, shooting 36.4%. But York from three-point land, 5 of 10 and even 50%. Both teams shooting extremely well from 3.
They really are, and it's almost kind of out of nowhere. At the beginning of the game, I mean, York made a couple early on, but the Knights weren't hitting anything. Then all of a sudden, one after another, after another, after another. You never see that happen, or hardly ever see that happen, unless you go to the NBA on Saturday nights or something like that. But this is about the time in most games when the Knights start to heat up, where they start to get their scoring runs happening, second and third quarters. What I'm wanting to see today is that they can carry this, of course, into the third quarter, but also into the fourth. Because if they can do that, they can close out this team. Because the Spartans team is very consistent, but it's not like they're a very high-powered offense. And so the Knights need to keep up this kind of momentum and energy throughout the rest of this game consistently in order to pull this out.
Absolutely, Dawson. And also the Knights out-rebounding the Spartans to the tune of 9-17. Knights were now dominating both the offensive and defensive glass. That has to be something that contributes to the scoreline so far.
Well, I think it's just straight-up effort right now. This Knights team has had that 2-game losing streak, and so they're energized. They want to get back to what they've been doing. And so with that motivation in mind, with that energy, they're just charging the boards, going up and getting it. They're not afraid of who's in front of them, whether it's a 6-footer or a 5'10". They're going up and getting them.
Knights continue to play their brand of basketball so far. They're playing that fast-paced style that they like to, especially on the fast break opportunities. Converting on those chances, what keeps the Knights in it so far. They have 11 points off turnovers. See if that stiff defense can remain evident so far in this offensive possession. York gets it in. Now they pass it up to number 11, Victoria Varner. Passing it around Fuller. Fuller met by Barnes. Looks like a deep 2 attempted, no good, but rebounded again by York. Ferris now with the ball.
I'm surprised Fuller wasn't called for a travel. She shuffled her feet a little bit before that 3-point attempt.
Speaking of Fuller, now she is with the ball now again. Carlson with a drive. That foul will be called, looks like against Savannah Christian, but we'll see from the referees. And instead, that foul call being called against Katie Garish on the drive for number 33, Megan Carlson. It will send Carlson to the line for an opportunity at 2.
What they're saying is that Katie Garish brought her arms down a little too early and ended up being on the arms. I believe this is number 33, if I'm not mistaken. 33, Megan Carlson.
Megan Carlson, the line, shooting 1.
That brings York percentage on the foul line to 2 of 2 and even 100%.
And they're bringing in Amanda Wood, hoping to build on this 3-point shooting momentum. Because we saw pregame and many games prior, she's very capable of hitting those clutch threes.
And Megan Carlson, the only Spartan so far to even have an attempt at the foul line. And she'll miss her second. On the rebound by Amanda Wood, it looks like number 2, DeBria Hendricks, pick up the foul there.
Gotta love the effort from Hendricks, but a little over anxious. Overzealous, I should say. That's
inbounding now the Knights. Corey Stout with the ball. Full court press shown by the Spartans. Gets it up to Alexis Barnes. Here come the Knights. Barnes easy up and good for 2.
The strength to get that pass off from Corey Stout was awesome, and then Alexis Barnes just seeing the open floor and taking advantage.
York on offense now. Knights defending. Stolen by Katie Garrison. Here come the Knights again. Nicole Muse. Muse goes up and she'll be fouled on her way to the basket by number 21, Kayla Ferris. Send Muse to the charity stripe for an opportunity at 2 points.
And that was just, again, back-to-back great defensive possessions for the Knights, leading to points. We talked about the points off turnovers just a little bit ago. Hopefully leads to more here with these free throws.
Nicole Muse now for her second attempt at the line. And Dawson, with that, every single senior for this Knights team so far has made their name prevalent on the score sheet.
I mean, as a coach and as an organization, that's what you want. I mean, senior night, you want your seniors to be represented as well as they can be. And I tell you what, they're doing that and some.
Absolutely. That last rebound by senior Alexis Barnes gives the Knights an opportunity on offense. This is Corey Stout now. Senior Muse to Barnes. Amanda Wood. Quick 2 good by Amanda Wood.
That was a very quick release from Amanda Wood. Very well done, especially on that baseline shot.
Knights take a 12-point lead. Now Ferris and York. Ferris's drive is good for 2. Split the defense between Katie Garish and Barnes and puts it up good for 2. Knights on offense. Muse's corner 3. That no good. Rebounded by a host of Knights, but then kicked back out to Katie McGowan. Nicole Muse electing to foul McGowan before McGowan gets an opportunity at the basket.
I like that foul. I like that because you don't have anyone in the bonus, and so it doesn't end up in free throw shots. It limits the ability of having an easy basket. And again, it's just a great mental play by the senior.
Now inbounding the ball, number 5, Elena Bortner. Guarding the inbound, Katie Garish. Get it into McGowan. Shot by McGowan, no good. Defense by Barnes, not shown by the refs. Knights now on offense. Muse whips it in, tries to get it to Garish. It'll go off the hands of Elena Bortner and stay with the Knights.
And we're seeing Brindy Ballum checking back in for the Knights for Nicole Muse.
Now inbounding for the Knights, number 23, Alexis Barnes. And also making her way onto the court, Savannah Christensen comes in for number 20, Amanda Wood.
Amanda Wood putting in some great time, getting that good baseline jumper to extend the lead.
Whipped in to Christensen, and Christensen good.
Love that quick passing, that great offense that doesn't require any dribbling, just quick dishes here, and there, and then finally with Christensen in the middle of the paint.
York gets it in, and Bortner bringing the ball up for the Spartans. Whips it in quickly to Fuller. Charge call. That's not Fuller. That's number 33, Megan Carlson.
And that was Alexis Barnes that took that charge. The possession before, Alexis Barnes tried to do the same thing. Didn't get a foul call, but this time finally gets it called.
Entering the final minute of this first half, Knights have a 10-point lead, 41-31, over top of the Spartans of York College. Christensen looking to add on that lead. Christensen drives in. She'll get the foul call. That foul call on number 5, Elena Bortner. That's Bortner's first foul of the night.
One thing that I'm liking so far about this game is that there's not a whole lot of whistles being blown. They're letting the girls play a little bit. Nothing very touchy, but they're calling the fouls that need to be called.
Knights on offense now. Stout to Barnes. Knights working it around. Barnes pulls up. That no good. Rebounded by Ballum. It'll go off the hands of York College. Just stay with the Knights.
Almost could have been called a foul by Kayla Ferris, who was guarding Brittany Ballum after that rebound. She was getting her body up on her and making it very uncomfortable for her to move around.
Entering the last final 30 seconds. No shot clock. Knights lead by 10. And now Corey Stout looking to waste time on the clock to get the final shot of this first half. Time is down. Here come the Knights. Looking to get it in to Katie Garish, but instead hit the top of the backboard, goes off the shoulder of Katie McGowan in York College. It'll stay with the Knights in the final 7 seconds. Corey Stout inbounding. Right into Garish. Garish goes up for 2. No good on the shot, but she'll be sent to the line as that foul call called on number 34, Logan Fuller. That's Logan Fuller's second foul of the night. And Katie Garish gets an opportunity and 2 foul shots. Her first trip to the line so far in this matchup. Katie Garish converts on her first. She'll bring the lead up to 11. Katie Garish now going for the 12-point lead. No good on that one. Rebounded by McGowan, and here comes York College. They won't get the shot off in time. That last shot by number 11, Victoria Varner, won't count. So Knights end the first half with an 11-point lead, 42-31 over top of the Spartans of York College. We have Dawson standing alongside with Coach Wardenberg. Dawson, what do you have?
I'm here with Coach Wardenberg. And Coach, early on the first quarter, Katie McGowan really went off with 10 points. What changed in the second quarter to limit her?
Well, we just really we got a timeout, and we just talked about what was working for us as a team and what wasn't. And what wasn't working was we weren't talking on defense, we weren't flying around, and we didn't really focus on our game plan. So once we stuck to that, we figured things out.
Absolutely. And also in the second quarter, you guys had 4 straight three-pointers made from your offense. What can you take from that going into the second half, knowing that you can make those threes?
Well, we're finally just playing in rhythm and kind of back to how I think we have played the whole season. And if we're going to continue to do what we're doing, we got to continue to have energy from the bench, from everybody in the game, and just everybody's got to be themselves.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Coach. Chris, back to you.
Thank you so much, Dawson. And with that, we'll take a break for halftime. We thank you so much for joining us on the Night Sports Network. Hope you enjoy our coverage of the halftime show, and we'll bring you back for our halftime analysis of this game as the Knights take the lead 42-31 over the Spartans of York College. Join us shortly.
Give it up for our Southern Virginia dance team.
We welcome you back to the Knight Arena as our coverage of women's basketball continues as the Knights have an 11-point lead, 42-31 over top of the Spartans of York College.
Yeah, they're doing such a great job right now. Defensively, first off, that's what really set the tone here. It hasn't been great shooting until the second quarter. It was the defensive possessions, those steals, and those fast break opportunities that really created this edge for the Knights so far.
Absolutely, Dawson. Knights so far in the season 16-3. They've been on a 2-game losing streak, and it all started last time the Knights were here in the Knight Arena. Last time the Knights were here in the Knight Arena, they faced off to a team, and then in that game, they didn't really start off very strong.
No, they didn't. Penn State Harrisburg really had a great game plan in mind, and the Knights seemed a little frazzled a little bit. The mentality wasn't quite there. There wasn't a whole lot of energy that was going on. There was something, I like to call it a funk, like when teams go into a rut that they went into, and that was a mental rut they had in that game, and it showed with their shooting.
It did show with the shooting, but the Knights against Penn State Harrisburg, against the Lions, they went back and forth. Penn State would score a point, and then we see some great plays from the Knights, like this play from right here with Sophie Wright draining the three to get the Knights back in it.
Absolutely. You had some great players coming in and contributing in the great back and forth effort, but the fourth quarter is where really things start not go right for the Knights. The Knights in the fourth quarter scored 7 points, whereas Penn State Harrisburg scored 24 and shot about 53 pointers. They didn't make a whole lot of them, but the ones they did counted in that victory over SVU.
With that barrage of shooting from Penn State Harrisburg, Knights just couldn't come back, couldn't convert on a number of chances, and then in the end of the game, they fell to Penn State Harrisburg, ending that wonderful 15-game winning streak they had and brought them to 16-1, and then again, they lost against Frostburg to make it 16-3, and now they're here tonight against York College.
Yeah, the difference between that game and this game is astounding. I mean, the energy that is in this game is so much different compared to when they were last here at Penn State Harrisburg. I mean, they're mentally focused, they're defensively in the game, they're energetically and passionately going and getting rebounds and getting themselves second chances.
Absolutely, Dawson. What have the Knights done in this game against York that they didn't really do in their last homestand against Penn State?
Well, first off, they're making more of their shots. They're having a better shooting day. And again, just the defense. I mean, it starts with Brittany Ballum. Brittany Ballum has been the personified version of what the defense is right now. She's going after rebounds. She's getting on people. She's blocking people she really shouldn't be able to with her height disadvantage, but she's doing it. She's going after on defense and converting it to offense. And they're also making their layups. Against Penn State Harrisburg, the Knights had a really hard time finishing short shot opportunities, really high percentage shots. They just weren't falling. But today, they're doing that. They're finishing the fast break layups. They're finishing those opportunities they have by the paint. Again, just overall much better effort.
In that game against Penn State Harrisburg, like I said, the Knights really didn't play their brand of basketball. Seems like tonight against York, they found their groove again, feeding it in Katie Garrix. If she's not open, she kicks it out to whether it be a Sophie Wright or Amanda Wood or Brittany Ballum, who, like you said, has played an amazing game so far for the Knights. Knights were able to bring it back. They were down first in the beginning of the first quarter. Now they're ahead of 11-point lead over to York College, who's not a bad opponent. They're a formidable opponent on a 4-game winning streak. Knights looking to break this 2-game losing stand. That'll do it for our halftime show. We thank you so much for joining us from the Knights Sports Network. We'll take a little bit of a break, and we'll bring you back as soon as the second half starts. Welcome you back to the Nine Arenas. Our coverage of tonight's CAC women's basketball match continues as the Knights boast an 11-point lead over top of the Spartans of York College. I'm Chris Fly alongside Dawson Ridger here to bring you tonight's action. And Dawson, Knights came out really strong in that second quarter, able to pull away from the Spartans. How can they carry that momentum into the second half?
We'll keep spreading the wealth. The Knights have done a great job at spreading out their scoring. They have had 11 players score today. 11 players get on the scoreboard, and they're led by Katie Gersh with 9 points and Commander Christensen with 8. And so they can just keep spreading around the ball to different players across the court. They can keep this lead building.
And Katie Gersh picking up where she left off, picking up her own offensive rebound, being fouled in her second shot attempt to be sent to the line.
Megan Carlson, her second.
This will be Katie Gersh's second trip to the line so far. She shot 1 of 2 on the night. She'll be looking to up those numbers in this coming attempts.
And that was a great input pass in order to Katie Gersh from Alexis Barnes from that baseline. Just as soon as Alexis Barnes had it, it almost seemed like she was getting rid of it right to Alexis Barnes, who was posting up.
Good on that second attempt. It'll bring Katie Gersh to 10 points on the night. She also has 7 rebounds.
Very well on her way to her usual double-double.
Instead, that'll move Katie Gersh to 11 points. And now the Knights looking to defend the Spartans' oncoming offensive opportunity. Spartans whip it into Fuller. Fuller able to finish over the much shorter Corey Stout.
And you know, we were talking at halftime about the things that SV was doing right. We overlooked one big thing. The Knights only have 4 turnovers. That is huge for this game, as close this game has been at times. For the Knights to only have 4 turnovers, that is going to pay big dividends later in the game.
And instead, not Fuller with the and one. It was instead McGowan. And that moves McGowan to 14 points on the night. She leads both teams in scoring. And Dawson, you just talked about how the Knights have done a great job of not turning the ball over, but turning the ball over there and giving it up to York College.
You know, whenever the Knights are doing good, I just need to not point it out because it's always that commentator's curse that gets you every time.
Knights now looking to defend, and they do so. Picked up by Corey Stout, and here come the Knights. Corey Stout electing, trying to get into Katie Gersh. That ball just knocked out of bounds. Appeared to be knocked out of bounds by number 21, Kayla Ferris.
Now, Corey Stout is at such a height disadvantage that she has to jump in order to get any passing going on in the post when she's down there. And so what I'd prefer is she'd probably kick it out to some other guard who had a better angle to pass it into Katie Gersh.
Brittany Ballum with a drive in there, just blocked, no good on the shot. And now the Spartans with the ball. Fuller with the ball. Gives it up to Hendricks. Hendricks looks aside to McGowan. McGowan versus Gersh. Ball rolling on the floor, jump ball called. It'll stay with the Spartans.
And you talked about Katie McGowan scoring 15 points for the Spartans. She had those first 10 points within the first few minutes of the first quarter. And so the Knights are doing a great job of really limiting her from scoring and carrying on that trend that she started early on.
McGowan driving in, and she'll be sent to the line for another opportunity here. Second time being sent to the line just here in this second half. McGowan so far in the night has 15 points and 2 rebounds. She's been an offensive force for the Spartans so far.
And that's exactly what we expected. She was CAC Player of the Week last week. Has done a great job in the Spartans' 4-game winning streak. And so the Knights just have to figure out, okay, she's going to do her thing. We have to figure out how to limit that as much as possible.
Inbound play comes into Christensen to Barnes. Barnes puts it up herself. That's good off the window for 2, Alexis Barnes.
That is such a hard shot because she's moving to the side in the air and still has to put on that pinpoint area on the backboard to bank it in. Great accurate shot from Barnes.
And that shot blocked by Christensen, but it's picked back up by the Spartans. Now in the hands of Katie McGowan. McGowan gives it up to Fuller. Back into McGowan. That one blocked by Katie Gersh. Corey Stout now. Knights on offense. Brindy Ballum.
And that block brings the Knights' total blocks of the game to 7.
Katie Gersh, quick turnaround. That no good. Rebounded by Ferris. Hendricks now. Hendricks met by Ballum. Ballum able to get her hands on yet another ball. Just picked up again by York. That three-point shot, no good. Rebounded by Katie Garish. Ballum now gives it up to Barnes. Barnes shoots it. That shot no good. Rebounded by Garish. Her shot no good. Brittany Ballum picking up yet another offensive rebound, Dawson.
Yeah, Brittany Ballum is just so good right now defensively and rebounding.
Knights pick up another one, and who else but Brittany Ballum? Brittany Ballum picks up the offensive rebound and now draws the foul. That foul goes on Kayla Ferris.
My goodness, Brittany Ballum, you're playing out of your mind. Senior night, and you're just playing astounding defensive rebounding basketball right now. Great, well done so far in this game for the senior Brittany Ballum.
And Brittany Ballum so far on the night has 4 points and 6 rebounds. The next closest to her in rebounds is Katie Garish. Amanda Woods three no good, but picked up by Nicole Muse.
This is a great effort you're seeing right here from the Knights. 4 straight offensive rebounds to give them multiple chances.
Now the Knights on offense again. Amanda Wood into Garish. Be a holding call on York College. Ball will stay with the Knights. And that foul call goes on number 33, Megan Carlson. That's Carlson's 3rd foul of the night. So Carlson getting herself into a little bit of foul trouble.
And you mentioned Katie Garish being the next closest to rebounds, and that's 10 rebounds for her and 11 points. Another double-double for her.
Wood out to Tua Severa. Now Stout. Stout met by Ferris. Into Garish. Garish turns around. Left hand floater good by Garish.
And now that brings Katie Garish to 13 points. And again, that was just a phenomenal offensive possession for the Knights. Not because of shooting quality, because of straight up effort and rebounding ability shown off right there.
York College with the ball. Elena Bortner. Bortner gives it up for Fuller. Get back out to Ferris. Ferris shoots a three. That one no good. Rebounded by Corey Stout. Here comes Stout in the Knights. Stout goes up with the right hand. That no good. Rebounded by Tua Severa. Yet another Knight picking up an offensive rebound, putting it back up, and getting fouled, being sent to the line.
The Knights are now winning the offensive rebound battle 15-6 after that. They have just, all I can really say is the Knights, after having a 2-game losing streak, they want this game. They want this so bad that they're going after everything they can.
Tua Severa good on her first attempt. And like you said, Dawson, Knights out rebounding the Spartans so far in this game. Spartans have 14. The Knights have 29 total rebounds. So dominance on the boards shown by the Knights so far. And Tua Severa goes 2 for 2 from the line.
Then we see Malia Dye checking in for Katie Garish, getting her a much-needed break.
Spartans now in Ferris. Met by Nicole Muse. Bortner now. Whipping it around. Fuller. Fuller drives it in. Spartans moving the ball around. Get it into Carlton. No good. Stripped away by Tua Severa and picked up by Amanda Wood and the Knights. Stout's three. That no good. Rebounded by York College, number 21, Kayla Ferris.
You saw Nicole Muse jumping up again, attempting to get the rebound, or at least swat it out of somebody's hands.
Fuller takes deep two, and that one finds its way into the cup. Make it 50-36. 38, rather.
Again, despite that last basket from York, I'm loving the Knights' energy right now. It is toxic. It is infecting everyone in the Knight Arena right now.
Corey Stout's three no good. Tipped back out by Nicole Muse, but unfortunately picked back up by York College. And that pass from Ferris, looking for Bortner, instead found the entire York College bench. Goes out of bounds. It'll belong to the Knights after this timeout.
The Knights bench getting a little bit too excited, crossing half court for timeout. It's like a major game every time they have a timeout. The teammates rush the court. Again, just that great energy that we're used to seeing from this girls' team.
And that's all due to Coach Adam Wardenberg, his first season as Knights head coach, and he's been phenomenal in his inaugural year. Bring this girls to a level of playing which SVU basketball hasn't seen in quite some time. The energy that this team brings, like you mentioned, Dawson, they always play like champions. Their friends on and off the court. It's an amazing culture to have for a basketball team, and we're so glad to have it here at Southern Virginia. We're glad to have Coach Wardenberg and all the great girls that he has on this team.
Absolutely, and I mean, we talk about just how good of a year they're having. The past few seasons, the Knights have only been able to get 20 wins, but this year they already have 16. And so to have that rebound of a year from previous years where they've been competitive, but the winning column hasn't quite shown that. But now they're getting those wins that are leading their conference. I mean, again, like you said, it all comes down to the usage of these great players by Coach Adam Wardenberg.
Not only that, because a lot of these players, with the exceptions of the seniors, are going to be here in the coming years, 2 or 3, maybe even a little bit more if we redshirt somebody. But this team has such a bright future ahead of them. And if you're a senior on this team, you're proud to be part of this team. I know Alexis Barnes and all the other seniors are so proud to be coached under Coach Wardenberg and be a part of this great season and great system. The Knights looking to keep up their offensive dominance on this coming possession. Gets it into Malia Dye, and now Nicole Muse with the ball. Drive in by Stout, and dish. Great dish by Stout to Dye. And Dye puts it up unguarded for 2.
Somehow able to get that jump pass right in there to Malia Dye, who's wide open as Corey Stout drew the defense to her.
Now the Spartans on offense. Fuller drives it in, and her shot is good with the left hand. Knights still have a 12-point lead. 4 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Dye with a great move, just not able to finish on the easy opportunity. Jump ball opportunity. Possession arrow stays with the Knights.
That was a great fake. I mean, it took number 30, Bailey Smith, off the floor, made her jump, and Malia Dye had all the space to work with and just found herself surprised by how wide open she was.
And now joining the action on the court for the Spartans, number 22, Katie McGowan. Took a little bit of a break there, and now immediately back in. Gets it into Dye. Great pass by Wood. Knights on offense. Corey Stout.
She had some great swarming from these York defenders here as they're just swarming every single pass they can get close to.
Stout's drive. No good. Rebounded. That's number 44, Lindsey Brown of York. Katie McGowan and the Spartans. Bortner drives. Gets it to Brown. Back out to Fuller. Fuller's 3. No good. Rebounded by Dye. They have foul call on the play on a York defender to go against number 21, Kayla Ferris.
Yeah, she swatted at the ball as Malia Dye came down with it, drawing that foul. And now we have a couple of new faces checking in for the Knights.
Free throw situation, Malia Dye will be shooting 2.
They'll have to wait as now on that foul. The Knights in the bonus. It'll send Malia Dye to the line to shoot. Dye's first attempt is good. And now the new face for the Knights making their way onto the floor. Number 23, Alexis Barnes. Number 12, Brindy Ballum. And her sister, number 30, Kiara Ballum, all joining the Knights.
And one interesting thing about Malia Dye and Katie Garish is they sub in for each other. They're both the same grade. They're both sophomores. And so there'll be a dynamic post duo here at SVU for at least another 2 years.
Not only that, Dawson, in their freshman year, they roomed together. So they've grown both as people and as basketball players underneath the great education you get here at Southern Virginia University. Knights on defense now. Drive in, that shot no good, but foul called on the play. Looks like it'll go against number 21, Savannah Christensen, and that's Christensen's 3rd foul of the night. It'll send number 2, Debria Hendricks, to the line.
Yeah, Savannah has games sometimes where she struggles with foul trouble. And this being another example of that. And it actually turns out she only has 2 fouls. So not as bad as we thought, but still has that tendency.
Hendricks' second shot at the line falls good for 1. Knights still lead 54-42. Now the Knights trying to break this full court press. Ball in the hands of Kiara Ballum.
The Knights trying to do what so many teams fail to do is once you break a full court press, the tendency is to go really fast, but they just needed to slow it down and go back to what their offense is.
Kiara Ballum looking for a pass to Brindy Ballum in the corner. Instead, goes off the foot of number 44, Lindsey Brown. Kickball violation on York. Knights keep the ball. Kiara Ballum inbounding. Gives it into Alexis Barnes. Now the Knights just looking to work their offense. Final 10 seconds of the shot clock. Ball stolen. Passed up to McGowan. That pass by Bortner too far ahead of McGowan. Turned the ball back over to the Knights.
Alexis Barnes tried to split the defenders, but she had the ball too far away from her body. And so that allowed number 5, Elena Bortner, to get an easy steal.
But now here come the Knights on offense. Kiara Ballum met by Bortner. Passed it up to Alexis Barnes. Barnes getting it into Garish, and Garish finishing it off with the left hand, good for 2.
And now Katie Garish has 15 points, still with those 10 rebounds, and helping to build on this lead.
Hendricks now with the ball. Hendricks tries to drive on Brindy Ballum. All the way out. That three-pointer no good, but scramble for on the floor, picked up by Katie McGowan. McGowan shot no good, now picked up by Savannah Christensen. So the Knights able to hold the Spartans and keep their 14-point lead.
And you see Coach Wardenberg slowing it down yet again. He does not want the team to get razzled right now. He does not want them to lose sight of what has gotten them this lead so far.
Alexis Barnes, corner 3, that no good. Picked up by Katie Garish. That three-pointer almost looked like a pass when Katie Garish picked it out of the air.
You know, we're just going to go ahead and say that that was an assist from Alexis Barnes. It won't sit on the stat sheet. We'll count it as that.
That'll give Katie Garish 17 points. She's now tied with Katie McGowan for leading points in this game. Both players have 17. And that last foul call on the play called on number 40, the Knights' Katie Garish. She reached in trying to steal the ball from 22 of York College, Katie McGowan. Now inbounding the ball for York, number 2, DeBria Hendricks. Hendricks gets it in. McGowan now with the drive. Met by Katie Garish, but it'll be another foul call, a quick foul call on Katie Garish, and that gives her 3 on the night.
Well, foul's called because Katie McGowan was driving in, steps to the side, and still hit hips with Katie Garish. And so it sent her to the floor, and so it's a body foul on Katie Garish.
It'll send Katie McGowan to the line for an opportunity to take her scoring title back, and she does. Moves up to 18 points over top of the Knights. Katie Garish, who has 17. Good on both attempts. Entering the final minute of this third quarter, Knights lead 58-44 over top of the Spartans of York College. Pass into Katie Garish. Barnes drives it in. Barnes puts it up. That no good. Rebounded by, looks like Kayla Ferris. Bortner now with the ball. York.
You know, before that block, there was some great ball movement from the Knights. Some great quick passes. Very little time for the defense to react. But, of course, that drive to the paint definitely helped the York Spartans.
Great drive by DeBria Hendricks to get the ball good for 2 over top of Brindy Ballum. Entering the final 15 seconds of this third quarter, no shot clock. Knights lead 58-46. Ball in the hands of Kiara Ballum. Now Alexis Barnes. Barnes gets it into Garish. Garish no good on the shot, but will get the foul call. That foul call goes to number 22, Katie McGowan.
Katie McGowan tried to get the charge foul, but there was one problem. Katie Garish wasn't moving anywhere. She was just going upwards. And so it was very unlikely she was going to get that charge foul called.
That's the first foul call of the night on number 22, Katie McGowan. It'll send Katie Garish to the line to an opportunity to further the Knights' lead. Katie Garish good on her first. 1 for 2 from the line. Katie Garish, final 2 seconds. Shot put up by Hendricks. It'll fall short. That'll end the third quarter. Knights lead 59-46 over top of the Spartans of York College.
Yeah, great. Obviously, if you're the Knights, you can't be anything but happy right now. You're doing some great things, some great offensive work. You need to cut down turnovers a little bit. I mentioned earlier how they had only had 4 turnovers in this game. They had another 2 right afterwards. Again, that commentator's curse, as I've talked about. That's my bad, Knights. But one thing they got to make sure they keep in check, or one thing they can't allow to happen, is a poor fourth quarter like the past 2 games have been. The fourth quarter has been the enemy of the Knights the past 2 games. Again, we mentioned earlier that against Penn State Harrisburg, they only had 7 points. Against Frostburg State, they only had 14. And so they really need to make sure that they keep their minds and with the offensive scheme that has worked for them and not get razzled in this fourth quarter and just play their style of basketball. Keep this scoring up and keep your foot on the gas pedal.
Dawson, Southern Virginia only outscoring York by 2 points in that third quarter. It really all came down to the second. Knights outscored York 15-24. They need to take that momentum that they had at the second quarter and apply it to this fourth quarter and just not let York College get back into it. You have a 59-46 lead. Keep your foot on the gas pedal, like you said, and don't let them get even close.
Right, and of course, those 4 straight three-pointers for SVU definitely helped in that second quarter. Now, you don't need that in the fourth quarter. You just need consistent offense. You need to have possessions like SVU had in the middle of the third quarter where they had that great possession where they had 4 straight offensive rebounds. Just great effort, going up, getting the ball, giving yourself great opportunities to get second-chance shots.
Total rebounding numbers. Knights out-rebounding the Spartans 21-32. Their dominance on the board continues. You see if their dominance on the defensive side can be shown in this next possession. Quick shot by Brown. That shot no good. Rebounded by Nicole Muse of the Knights.
That's Nicole Muse's 3rd rebound. It feels like she has way more because she's been so active in going after rebounds.
It seems like every single one of these players on the court for the Knights, especially the seniors, the Nicole Muses, the Brandy Baums, and Alexis Barnes, they've been playing with a second win, with extra fire underneath them tonight. And it's shown on the stat sheet, and especially in the game, and those mental aspects of the game. Knights on offense now. Hendricks kicks it out to McGowan. McGowan's 3, no good, but rebounded by Ferris and kicked right back out to McGowan. McGowan no good. Rebounded by Ferris again. York somehow able to keep possession. McGowan just firing every time she gets the ball. She's gone 3 in a row without a make, and the Knights finally pull down a rebound. That's Alexis Barnes, and now here comes Barnes. Great move by Stout, but Stout unable to finish. Rebounded by Amanda Wood. Amanda Wood fouled on her second shot attempt and be sent to the line to shoot 2.
That's the second time this game that the Knights have had a great opportunity. They pump fake to get someone in the air, wide open, and don't convert in the layup. It was Malia Dye who did that earlier in the third quarter, and that time was Corey Stout.
And that foul call goes on number 44, Lindsey Brown, her first of the night. And Amanda Wood converts her first at the charity stripe. This is Amanda Wood's first trip to the line so far, and she's 1 of 1.
Yeah, Amanda Wood not able to get her usual 3-point shooting going today, but she has hit a couple of great jumpers to boost her team's offense.
That'll bring Amanda Wood. She's tied second in scoring so far for the Knights. Her and Savannah Christian both have 8 points underneath Katie Garish's 20. Pass goes into McGowan. Back to Hendricks. Now into McGowan. McGowan blocked by Katie Garish. Rebounded by Amanda Wood.
It's the great wall of Garish on defense. Just gets blocked so consistently. It almost doesn't even faze us anymore. It's kind of unfortunate because it's such a great thing, but we just get so used to that. I don't know. I feel like I should be more excited. We are excited about it. I feel like it should be. Oh, I don't know.
We've been spoiled with greatness so far
exactly.
this season with
Took the words
Katie
out of my mouth.
An amazing player for this Knights team. You mentioned the block. She averaged right around 4 per game. Great numbers for her. But like we said, averages that double-double, right around 17 points a game, 12 rebounds. And in this game alone, she has 20 points and 11 rebounds. Great so far for Katie Garish. She's flexing her muscle on the second leading scorer in the CAC, which is Katie McGowan. It's been a battle of the 2 forwards. We said it right at the beginning, and it hasn't disappointed so far.
Absolutely. They're matched point for point almost. Katie Garish having 20, Katie McGowan 19. So a very even matchup as far as scoring is concerned.
Drive in by Amanda Wood. Amanda Wood puts it up with the left hand. That's no good. Rebounded by number 33. That is Megan Carlson. Hendricks now drives in. Off the foot of Hendricks, picked up by Dye. Alexis Barnes. Barnes! Fake pull back. Great move by Alexis Barnes.
It's the Dwayne Wade move. You fake one way, spin around your left foot, spin around for the jumper. Beautiful move. That got this crowd excited.
And now a rebound by Corey Stout. And with that last shot, it brings Alexis Barnes to 9 points. Knights on offense now. Savannah Christensen drives. She'll lose the ball on her way to the cup, and it'll be picked up by York College. York College will be forced to take a timeout. It's had no one to pass the ball there. Knights lead 65-46. They're running away with this game, and it's all due to the great plays by Katie Garish and the seniors we've seen tonight. They've come out and played.
Yeah, they really have, and it's been, I've said it multiple times, it's on the defensive side of the floor. And like all coaches say, great defense turns into great offense. And that's exactly what these seniors are delivering to the rest of their players, saying, hey, we're getting the stop on defense. Here you go. Make something out of it. And, of course, they're not shy about it on offense themselves.
Knights have 10 steals so far in this game. But more than that, Knights have 16 points off turnovers. When they steal the ball and they force York to make a mistake, they convert. And they almost convert every single time. What a great asset to have for your team. And the majority of the steals we've seen have come from Brindy Ballum. They come from great blocks from Katie Garish. So the leaders of this Knights team that have stepped up the entire season are stepping up tenfold in this night, or tonight in this game against York.
They really have, and there's some confusion going on with substitutions right now. Not quite sure what that was.
Not sure what it was, but nevertheless, play will resume, and York College, Kayla Ferris will start off with the ball. Pass it to Hendricks. Full of shot, no good. Foul forward by both squads. Looks like it'll go off of Malia Dye and stay with York College, now being inbounded by Kayla Ferris.
Yeah, Kayla Ferris did a great job of reaching out, grabbing the ball, and throwing it against Malia Dye's leg to go out of bounds.
Hendricks now with the ball. Hendricks drives it in. Back up to Ferris. Ferris's three. That'll find its way into the bucket, good for three, and make it 65-49. Ballum's three. That no good. Rebounded by Hendricks.
Alexis Barnes was very close to possibly getting an over-the-back foul call, but they get a foul call there as well.
That foul call to go. It looks like on Brindy Ballum, just trying to. She saw Hendricks mishandle it just a little bit, tried to shoot in for it, shot it a little too quick. Shoulders caught with Hendricks. Chalk a foul for Brindy Ballum, only her second of the night. But now we see number 40, Katie Garish, checking her way back into this game, in for number 25, Malia Dye.
And so far, the Knights have started off this fourth quarter really well. They have 6 points. And just to put that in perspective, the entire fourth quarter against Penn State Harrisburg, which ended their winning streak, they only had 7. And so a much better start to the fourth quarter here for the Knights.
Kayla Ferris' three, no good. It'll be rebounded by York, but just goes off the hands of Brindy Ballum. It'll stay with the Spartans. They'll get an entire new shot clock.
Again, Brindy Ballum showing that hustle to make sure that they didn't get an easy basket.
York now with the ball. Hendricks. Quick shot taken. That no good. Rebounded by Barnes. That shot coming from number 11, Victoria Varner. Wide open, Katie Garish. Good for two. Knights in transition.
Beautiful fast break offense. Seeing the passing lanes, delivering a great dime. Beautiful fast break. And, of course, Katie Garish with the finish.
That'll give Katie Garish 22 points, and the Knights now lead by 18. Hendricks three. That no good. Rebounded by Christensen. Three-point shooting slowing down for both teams. York only shooting 26.1%, the Knights shooting 22.2%. Much different from the beginning of that first quarter where both teams shooting well into the 50%. Brindy Ballum drives in and puts it up, but no foul call on the play as that's picked up by number 21, Kayla Ferris. Out to Hendricks.
Very surprising there's no foul call there. It looked like someone had a hold of Brittany Ballum's arm, or at least the ball, to some degree, and restrict her from going up with a layup.
Fuller's three. That no good. That's picked up by Alexis Barnes. Coach Adam Wurtenberg furious as he's yelling timeout, but none of the officials heard him. Tried to call a timeout as soon as Alexis Barnes had that ball, and she was stuck at the sideline.
Yeah, very frustrating right there. Again, all the refs are on the left side of the court, and of course, Coach Wurtenberg is right over here in front of us, and we heard him, but of course, there's a lot of noise going around with players and fans in attendance. And so, Coach Wurtenberg is definitely going to have some words with his players and figure some things out in this timeout.
Absolutely win. With that timeout call, like you said, Dawson, we're right here. We're in front of them. We can hear him. Just unfortunately, none of the ears that mattered could hear him on that last attempt. And it looks like when we start, York will start out with the ball. They'll get another opportunity on offense with a 27-second shot clock. Should be interesting what the Knights do. They have an 18-point lead. They're well in charge of this game, but there's still 5 minutes left to go. Anything can happen in those 5 minutes.
Absolutely anything can happen, and that's why, like I said earlier, you don't take your foot off the gas pedal. You absolutely cannot, even for a second, because York College is one of those teams that if you give them just a smidgen of momentum, they'll take it a mile. And so you just need to make sure you continually are pressing and bring that energy defensively and rebounding like you have all game long.
Quick three from the corner, no good. That ball rebounded by York College again, and now Fuller with a three. That one finds its way into the cup, so after multiple attempts from three-point land by York College, they finally get one to fall, bring the score 67-52.
Now York has made 6 of 25 for 24% from three-point land, whereas the Knights only made 4 of 19.
Brittany Ballum with a great whip into Katie Garish, and Katie Garish basically unguarded as Katie McGowan fell down, and Katie Garish puts it in for an easy two, 69-52, and you hear Coach Wurtenberg yelling to his players, no more threes. They're not falling for us. The easy twos are those high percentage shots. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely, and also yelling to make sure York doesn't get any more threes, because that's what really did the Knights in against Penn State Harrisburg, was the amount of threes that they shot and the amount that went in. In fact, it felt like in the half of the third and all the fourth quarter, that's all that Penn State Harrisburg shot against the Knights. And so they cannot allow that to happen here with York.
Knights on offense. Looks like there could be a foul call on the play. It'll go against York's number 11, Victoria Varner. Give the Knights an opportunity to inbound the ball. Inbounding the ball is Corey Stout. Gets it into Brittany Ballum. Brittany Ballum, good off the window for two. Foul call on the play. Brittany Ballum being sent to the line yet again for an and one.
And that gives her 6 points, possibility of getting 7. And again, if you look at the stat sheet right now, and you see that Brittany Ballum only has 7 points, you wouldn't think much of it. But when you watch her play and the energy she brings to the court as the senior she is, and the great defender that she is, and making things happen, you would think she scored about 30 points by now.
And we've said it once, and I just can't help but say it. The seniors tonight are showing something different. They know it's their senior night. This is their night. And all the seniors, Alexis Barnes, Nicole Muse, and Brittany Ballum, have all showed out today for the Knights. Knights slowing down their offense. They have a 20-point lead over the Spartans of York College. Corey Stout with the ball. Now Savannah Christensen. Give it up to Brittany Ballum. Knights moving the ball around. Whip it into Katie Garish. Ball knocked out of Katie Garish's hand by Katie McGowan. Can't convert on the wide open fast break opportunity. And here come Brittany Ballum and the Knights.
And now Brittany Ballum has 8 rebounds on the night.
Corey Stout by number 21, Kayla Ferris. Great pass by Christensen into Garish. Off the glass for 2, Katie Garish yet again.
A beautiful pick and roll play, a beautiful over-the-top pass, a well set up play by this Knights. We talk about them finishing in the fourth quarter. They are doing just that. They're winning this fourth quarter 13-6.
Now York College on offense. Hendricks down to McGowan. McGowan good on that one-on-one matchup with Garish. That'll bring Katie McGowan to 21 points. Katie Garish has 26.
I misspoke before that last point by the York Spartans. The Knights had 15 points in this fourth quarter. And so still they have a 7-point advantage over them in the fourth quarter. They already had, I believe it was a 12-point advantage over them at the end of the third. And so, I mean, they've just been doing great. They've been doing exactly what we've been saying they needed to do. Finish in the fourth quarter. Keep up that energy. Keep your foot in the gas pedal.
And Dawson, something that needs to be noted, every player on this Knights team, they're filling up the stat sheet in so many different ways. The main scorer right now, Katie Garrett, she has 26 and 12 rebounds. Alexis Barnes, she has 9.6 rebounds and 7 assists. Just great showing by a lot of these Knights players on every aspect of basketball, and it's so much fun to watch.
Absolutely, and you also see Corey Stout, who hasn't scored yet, but has 2 rebounds and 6 assists. And so doing a great job being the facilitator that she can be.
Now Brindy Ballum in for the Knights, passes it to Alexis Barnes. Barnes pulls it back for 3. That one's good and falls for Barnes. Now York College on offense. They'll say that last shot by Alexis Barnes was a deep 2 instead of a 3, but nevertheless, Alexis Barnes has 11 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. And speaking of Alexis Barnes, she'll pick up a foul call on that last play. Her 3rd foul of the night, an entire platoon swap here for Coach Adam Wardenberg, and he's greeting his seniors on the sideline.
That's a great moment right there. Both Nicole Muse and Brindy Baum getting hugs from their coaches.
And now it's time for this new squad for the Knights to make their presence known. In for them, Brooke Jorgensen, Kiara Ballum, Kaylee Rucker, Sophie Wright, and Lorna Leigh Sua'ava. And Sua'ava puts the first stat up for this new squad. She gets a rebound.
And if you're the Knights right now, with just a minute left in this game, you're up by 22. This feels dang good. This feels dang good to get a win like this after the struggles they've had the past 2 games and get back to what they're used to.
Sua'ava's 3 no good, now picked up by York College. Entering the final minute, Knights lead 76-54 over top of the Spartans of York College. Rebound by York College. That's number 21, Kayla Ferris. Entering the final 40 seconds now. Knights lead 76-54. That ball picked off by Brooke Jorgensen. Entering the final 30 seconds of this game. Kiara Ballum with the ball, met by Kayla Ferris. Looks like the Knights will there's a 1 second differential between shot clock and game clock. It's 76-54. Kiara Ballum heaves one up. That'll be no good. Knights win. They break this 2-game losing streak, and with that, they break the 4-game winning streak that York College brought into the Knight Arena. Knights finish it off 76-54 on a great night, on what was senior night. We saw Alexis Barnes, Nicole Muse, and Brindy Ballum all put up great numbers for their Knights squad. Leading scoring for tonight, Katie Garish ended with 26 points and 12 rebounds. Alexis Barnes right up there, second scoring for the Knights, 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. Every single player on this Knights team contributed to this win. A great team win and a great win for their seniors, for Coach Adam Wardenberg and his Southern Virginia University Knights women's basketball team. And as they do, Knights taking a victory lap around Knight Arena, being met by Knights fans and Knights faithful to congratulate them on this win. Knights moved to 17-3 on the season, and they bumped down York to 10-11. So much time to celebrate, but now Dawson is standing along with Coach Wardenberg. Dawson, what do you have for us?
I'm here with Coach Adam Wardenberg and his beautiful daughter. That was a great win for you guys after that 2-game slump. What was it that was different about this game that helped you guys to take a victory today?
Well, we just really talked about it as a team and just said, hey, it's not a mistake that we're doing what we're doing, and we got to get back to what we do good, which is bring a lot of energy, play solid defense, and play together offensively, and we did that today.
Absolutely, especially defensively. Your seniors did such a great job on the boards today and defensive, bringing that energy. What are some things you can say about them and their energy tonight?
Just everything about what they do is phenomenal for us. I mean, I can't speak. I mean, there are no words to describe what they do for our program. Day in and day out, the energy that they bring, their hard work, and their willingness to do whatever it takes for us to win, and it shows. I mean, it helps so much to have a program where our seniors are our hardest workers, and that's true with us.
Absolutely. Now you guys went to 17-3. Thanks so much, Coach. Congratulations. Enjoy this one.
Go Knights.
And then we'll have some of the seniors for the Knights. First up, we'll have Brindy Ballum. Now, Brindy, I was just talking to Coach Wardenberg about your guys' defensive energy today, especially you brought down so many rebounds and great defensive play. What was your mindset going into this game, knowing it was senior night?
Well, we just had 2 losses, so I just wanted to play my hardest, especially for senior night and for everybody that came to support us.
Absolutely, you did just that. You're collecting about 7 rebounds in that game, and we were talking about, as commentators over there, saying basically every possession it seemed like you were in the mix of getting those rebounds, and your teammates this year have been a great support to you as a senior. What can you say about them, especially tonight being senior night again?
My teammates are amazing. This is probably my favorite team I've ever been on. We're all so supportive, and we just love each other a lot.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Brindy. Next up, we'll have Nicole Muse. I'm going to ask you a similar thing I asked Brindy Baum just a little bit ago. It's being senior night. What was your mindset going into this game?
Well, my mindset was we got to win because obviously we're on our home floor, got to protect the home, and we put it away. So good thing that we did that.
Absolutely. And you guys had such great defensive energy, especially you 3 seniors. You coming in, it seemed like every other possession you were out there flying around trying to get those rebounds. Is that something you were really focusing on today, was rebounding the ball?
Well, Coach always emphasizes that we got to get boards, so that's what we did, and we put them to work. So. Absolutely.
Enjoy this one, Nicole. Next up, Alexis Barnes. Alexis, it being senior night and you guys being able to pick up the win today, what's going through your mind right now?
I'm just excited that we're back in the groove of things. It took us a little minute. We went through a little slump, and we just came out ready to work hard on defense, and we're ready to get our energy back, and I'm just excited that we got the outcome that we wanted. So.
Absolutely, and you mentioned defense. That was one of the main things that Chris and I kept on saying over and over again that you seniors were adding to this game was great defensive energy, great rebounding effort. Is that something that you were personally focusing on coming into today's game?
Yeah, I wanted to come in and get stops, and I just wanted to have a lot of energy. I just really wanted to focus on defense today because usually when we focus on defense, our offense comes. So that was our main focus today, and it worked out, so I'm glad.
Absolutely. Enjoy this one. Congratulations on senior night getting the W. And Chris, back to you.
Thank you so much, Dawson. A big thank you and a congratulations to Coach Wardenberg, Nicole, Brindy, and Alexis for a job well done and a great senior night. We thank you so much for joining us on the Knights Sports Network, but don't go away as our coverage of Knights Sports continue as the Knights men's basketball team take on the NCAA Division III Team of the Week in the 14-6 Spartans of York College. Again, we thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you soon.